This is Anything But the Politics Free Podcast. Let us whisk you away from the madness of the world for a brief time while we steadfastly ignore anything important that's going on and try to put you in a better mood. That's what we're going for. Disclaimer, there may be some language sprinkled throughout this episode. I'm Heather.
And I'm Ryan.
Welcome
to our bubble.
Ryan.
Yes.
Are you ready for the burning question?
So ready.
What other things can you use Miller Lite for?
Other than throwing in the garbage?
Well, I think I owe you an explanation as to how this became the burning question.
Okay.
On a route that I regularly drive, there is an enormous billboard, and on it right now is an ad for Miller Lite. It's a very simple ad. It's a little bottle or can, I can't remember, of Miller Lite. And then right next to it, it just says, brewed to be enjoyed while drinking. Leading me to immediately ask the question, you have to tell us what we're supposed to do with it? Is there something else people are doing with Miller Lite where they have to specify in their ad that you ought to drink it?
Well, they're probably worried about all the people that are throwing it in the garbage.
Okay, I take it as a person who drinks beer or likes beer that you do not like Miller Lite, the beer.
It's not awful, but I don't go out of my way to drink it.
Okay.
So if I were over at somebody's house, let's say, and all they had was Miller Lite, and they offered me a beer, I'm going to drink it. It's not the best beer. I mean, you could make beer batter with it.
Okay. So it's not thoroughly useless.
Right.
But I guess if it's an unpopular beer, maybe they should specify that you should try drinking it. Maybe that's why they need to put that in there. Because I would have just assumed that they could just write brewed to be enjoyed. And it would be understood that it was meant to be consumed.
Or maybe the kind of people who drink it need to be told that's meant for drinking.
All right, well, obviously we're too intelligent.
Sure. Let's say that.
Okay, so we're too intelligent for Miller Lite is what you're saying. Excellent, I'm glad we had this discussion. By the way, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. I feel like we talked about it. I do not like beer. At all. Like, no brand, no kind. Even if it's fancy beer, even if it's imported beer, even if it's beer with other flavors added to it, it still tastes like beer to me. They almost all taste exactly the same to me.
There might be something wrong with your taste buds.
Maybe the first time I drank beer, it destroyed my taste buds permanently.
You know, Mom and Dad used to let me drink the Sharps and O'Douls that they had, which, for all of you listening, is non-alcoholic beer.
Don't wink at me. It is non-alcoholic. What are you talking about?
I know.
He winked at me like, that's our little secret, huh? It's, quote, alcoholic, non-alcoholic.
Well, it's got like 0.03% alcohol in it.
But you don't even need a liquor license to sell something with that. That's like less than kombucha has in it.
Wait, kombucha has alcohol in it?
A small, tiny bit, yes. I think it's 0.05 or something. I don't understand how that works.
Listen, I worked as a cashier. We had to card people to buy O'Douls and Sharps.
But not kombucha?
But not kombucha.
Let's go to Google. Alcohol content of kombucha. 0.5%.
Huh.
Alcohol content of Sharps. Do they still sell Sharps?
I don't know. I've only ever seen O'Douls.
Yeah, Sharps has less. It has 0.4%. It has less than kombucha. O'Douls. How do you spell O'Douls?
O''D is.
I found it within half a second. I just wanted to make you suffer. It's O''Douls.
Nailed it.
Mm-hmm. It says on the bottle that there is 0.05% alcohol. So Yeah, I don't know why they card you. Maybe just because of the stigma of it being beer.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's time for conversation starters.
Ooh.
We just have one question today, which I lifted off of the website playworks.org. This was a website dedicated to good conversation starters for family members with each other.
Oh.
Do you have a favorite joke?
I started thinking about this, and I am terrible with jokes. Something has to, remind me of a joke.
Well, I thought of 2 jokes instantly when I saw that question.
This is how it starts.
And both of these jokes, when told to me, or when I read one of them and the other one was told to me, made me laugh hysterically. And you know both of these jokes, and you told me the one joke. But here's the first joke that I read off of the internet somewhere that I can't remember where. Why is Pavlov's hair so soft?
Why?
He conditions it.
Oh my God.
And the other joke's a little more long-winded, but it's your blonde redhead brunette.
Yes.
And they're running from the police. You remember this joke?
I do remember this joke.
Well, I'll tell the listeners. They're running from the police. They dive into an abandoned barn, but it's a little too late. The police see them go in. They come busting in after them, flashlights and guns blazing. Come out, we know you're in here. And they've scattered and hid within this barn, and the brunette has hidden in a horse stall or something like that, and she accidentally moves around a little, and they hear her, and they point all their guns and flashlights at that spot, and they, okay, come out with your hands up. And she goes, meow, pretends to be a cat. They're like, oh, it's just a cat. Forget it. Then the redhead is hiding in some hay bales and accidentally shifts some hay, so they swerve around with their flashlights and guns pointing, and they say, come out with your hands up. We know you're in there. And she just starts shifting around little bits of hay and making little rubbing sounds, which I don't know if you can hear that, listeners. That's a rubbing sound. And they just assume it's a mouse. They're like, it's just a mouse. Then, in and amongst all of these old, crusty potato sacks, the blonde has hidden herself, and she inadvertently sneezes. So they all fling their flashlights and guns, and they're pointing it all at this spot, and they're saying, come out with your hands up. We know you're in there. And she's thinking, oh, God, what do I do? What do I do? Potato. You told me that joke. It made me laugh so hard. Tears. I once tried to tell that joke to somebody, to 2 people. They did not find it funny at all. They just stared at me like, what did you just spend 5 minutes of our lives doing to us? That was a terrible joke. Do you think of your favorite joke?
I have thought of a joke.
Excellent. Please tell me.
There are 2 that have made me laugh very hard, and they're a little inappropriate.
Okay.
So little Johnny's in math class, and the teacher says, all right, kids, it's time for a word problem. We're going to learn word problems today. Kids are like, yay! She says, okay. So there's 3 geese sitting on a fence, and a hunter comes along and shoots one of them. How many geese are left? And all the little kids raising their hands, and little Johnny's just like, oh, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. And she goes, okay, little Johnny, what's the answer? And he goes, well, the way I see it, the hunter shot one of them, it's going to scare the other 2 away. So no geese are left on the fence. She said, well, no, Johnny, the answer's 2, but I like the way you think. And he's like, raising his hand, She goes, yes, Johnny. And he says, can I ask you a question? She goes, sure. And he says, 3 women walk out of an ice cream shop, and they all have ice cream cones. One's licking hers, one's sucking hers, and one's biting hers. Which one's married? And she says, I don't know, the one sucking hers? And he goes, no, the one with the fucking ring on her finger, but I like the way you think.
I've heard that joke before. That's pretty good.
The other one, it's little Johnny's birthday.
Oh, Johnny again.
Yes, it's little Johnny.
Okay.
And his parents get him a cowboy outfit for his birthday. The whole 9 yards. He's got the chaps. He's got the double holsters, the 6-shooters, the vest, the star, the hat, everything. So he's walking around one day and he's patrolling the neighborhood, if you will. And he decides he wants some ice cream. So he goes to the ice cream parlor, hands on his guns. He's looking around. And the lady behind the counter goes, "Hi, Johnny. Happy birthday. What do you want?" He goes, "I want a sundae." She goes, "Okay. Do you want chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream?" "Chocolate." "All right. Do you want whipped cream on it?" "Yeah." "All right. Do you want peanuts on top?" "Yeah." She goes, "Okay. Do you want your nuts crushed?" And pulls out his guns and points them at her and he says, "You want your tits blown off?"
Okay, that was a good one. I like that one. All right. Now that we're done telling other people's jokes that we didn't make up ourselves for the content of this podcast, let's move on to the game. Podcast gamers. We're going to play Family Feud.
Yes.
I love game shows. Do you love game shows?
I watch them occasionally.
I love Family Feud. Here we go. The first card on top. Name a reason a man might decide to get rid of his toupee. It's on fire. That's my first thought. What else? Why else?
It's itching his scalp.
Good one.
He's...
A woman randomly finds it more attractive without.
Yeah? Or...
Some women do.
Maybe he's gained confidence in himself.
Ooh, good one. I was going to say people made fun of him too much.
Yeah, that's a good one. How many are we supposed to guess? 5?
I don't know. There's 7 on the card.
I was going to say, I think one of us is supposed to do the guessing, and then the other one has to look at the answers.
Except that I have the cards, and you're very far away from me, like thousands of miles.
We live in an era where we have modern technology, where we can webcam with each other over the webcam.
Can you see it?
You have to hold it back a little bit. Hold it there, right there. Now, bald is cool. Got a new one. Confident.
Nice. You got that one.
Hair grew back.
Okay.
Old / grungy.
Yep.
Blows or falls off. Looks silly / fake.
Nicely done.
I think we got one of those. Or 2 of those.
You got one. You got confident, so you win that round.
But I think one of the ones that...
I don't think I mean, bald is cool. We could consider that I got that one because I said a woman finds it more attractive without.
I would give you that one.
We're going to do another one. We asked 100 women, what would you do if 2 men were fighting over you? I would be very confused, if I'm being honest. I would stare dumbfounded at them.
If I was a woman and 2 men were fighting over me, what would I do? I would walk away.
It would really depend on the circumstances leading up to it. Let's say it was a mugger attacking me and my husband stepped in to defend me. I would try to...
Heather.
Yes?
First of all, this is not how the game goes. Because it is not depending on circumstances.
You're right.
And it is exactly as it is insinuated in the question. And you know that.
I'm sorry that I played the game wrong.
Thank you.
My answer is... Well, I gave my answer. I would stare dumbfounded. Your answer was I would walk away. Let's find the other 4 answers. Your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
Technically, it was my turn, but I just decided to throw you under the bus. Your turn. Go.
I would pick them and tell the other one to F off.
Good one. Sit back and watch gleefully.
Ooh.
Nah.
I'd call their mothers.
Good one. I like that's my favorite answer, even if it's not on there. That's what Steve would say. Can I think of one before the time we're not keeping runs out? Let's see. I would just sit down and wait until it was over.
What are the answers? Yes.
Ready? The answers are 1, leave them, walk. That's the number 1 answer with 46. Good job. You got that one. Try to stop them. 21. Did we say that?
No, we did not.
We did not say that.
We're assholes.
We are. Enjoy the fight. 7.
You said that.
I did. Be amazed. 3, I basically said that.
Yeah.
Get upset. Sure, we didn't say that. That's 2. Ooh, number 6, laugh at them. 1 person said that. All right, one more. Name something people care more about after they turn 30. Their health. That's my first thought.
Their job / career.
I agree. I think that's a good one. Their relationship.
Yeah. Starting a family.
Yes.
Their looks.
Uh,
Their weight.
Sure. Their bank account. That is a good one. Their kids. Because they didn't have them before they were 30, I guess. Or they just didn't care about them as much then. That's a bad answer, but it's the first thing that came into my mind. Well, it's not. I mean, you get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Are we ready to find out what this card says?
Sure. What's it say?
1, their appearance, 44.
I got that.
You did. Their health, 16.
You got that.
Children, family, 10. We answered that separately. We each got half of that answer.
Okay.
Money, finances, 6.
You said that.
Mm-hmm. Life. Good one. That's 4. Significant other, 4. We said that. Their career, job, 4. You got that. Their age, so true.
Oh, yeah. Heather.
Well, that was riveting. Yes.
Speaking of their age, I have to tell you something.
Please do.
I had a moment the other day.
An old person moment?
An old person moment.
Ooh, okay.
So I reached into my pocket, and lo and behold, I had $30 in there that I had absolutely no idea where it came from. I'm sitting there looking at this money and thinking, how the fuck did I get $30 in my pocket? And I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, whatever, I got $30. So I put it back in my pocket, and I sat down, and I was sitting there thinking about it, and it finally dawned on me that about 4 hours earlier, I had just sold something on Facebook Market, and the person had given me $30 for it, and I shoved it in my pocket. It had taken me 4 hours to forget how something got in my pocket.
Ah, very well done. That was bravo. True old person style. No offense to old people who may be listening. I have done that before, but I have never... Actually, now that I think about it, I have found errant money in various places, but I always have been able to remember why I put it there. So I guess I haven't had that old person moment yet. But I was reading this book once, and there was these 2 sisters in the book that were twins, that were characters in this book, and they had like all these rules of things that you are signs that you're getting older, and they promise to tell each other if it happened to them. And I forget what they all were except for one, because I was like, oh, I've done that. And that is when you fall over trying to put your socks on.
I fall over such... I wouldn't remember if it was because I was trying to put my socks on, or bending over to pick something up, or falling because I don't know how to walk properly.
I think it's the last one. Yes. Well, I think that takes us right into our final segment, free advice.
Don't make fun of the size of people's feet.
That's what you took from that whole lead up going into... Okay. Don't make fun of the size of people's feet. The end, because I've got nothing.
That was terrible advice.
Have a good one. What if they're a clown for a living? That is terrible advice. I can't believe we're ending it on that.
Well, so here's the thing. This is what made me think of it, because I walk weird. I have an absolutely weird gait. Gait, that's the word, right? Gait?
I know you do. I've noticed, yes.
It's a waddle, and my feet stick out like the opposite of pigeon-toed, so my feet stick out like a fucking duck, actually. And I kind of walk, I kick my feet. There's just this weird kick to my feet where my heels actually wear out the fastest anywhere on my shoes.
I think that's pretty typical, though. My heels wear out before anything else on my shoes.
Oh, well, it's like on the so if my feet are sticking out, so as I kick, it's rubbing kind of on the... So like on my right foot, it would be on the right side of my heel. On my left foot, it would be on the left side of my heel.
Yeah.
And it's not like centered on the heel, but like kind of kicked.
Ditto.
Opposite. Yeah. Maybe you have duck feet too. You probably do.
Fuck you.
No. I'm right. I knew it. I knew you're just as weird as me.
I don't have duck feet.
You have duck feet. Next time you walk, look at your feet. Do you if you're wearing those points off on your heel, then you're probably just like me and you kick your feet out. But one thing I noticed, Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Where was I going with this? Holy shit.
I don't know. I was ready to end with advice, but you went on and on. Go ahead.
So when I walk upstairs, I have to walk on the balls of my feet because my feet are too big to fit on stairs most of the time. And someone pointed this out to me. This woman with like size 6 feet was like, why do you walk up the stairs like that? That's so weird. It was an old coworker of mine. I didn't care for her much. And I turned and looked at her and I said, I have giant plates of meat for feet. They don't fit on the stairs. I don't have size 6 feet. Sally, not her real name, protecting her identity.
I think there's a special place in hell for people with size 6 feet.
She had small feet. I don't know that they were size 6, but anyway.
We just made enemies of everyone with size 6 feet. They're like, I'm not listening to this crap anymore.
Yeah, all the children are like, screw you, man, we're out.
Well, I think the only thing to do now is to end on this advice, which I was going to say 5 minutes ago before you went on that whole roll. Remember, when you're putting your socks on, sit down first. Then you won't fall over.
Fair enough.
Until next time.
Chowsers. If I was Steve Harvey, I would have given you that one.
Really?
Yes.
Look, there's a picture of him on the box. Hi, Steve.
No.